Okay, so this is the inaugural video for my Linux YouTube channel. It was originally just going to be Linux stock footage, but then I realized that wasn't a very good idea for a variety of reasons. Sorry for my audio quality. If anybody has any tips to improve that, then please, by all means, let me know. So today we're taking a look at MX Linux. It's going to be MX Linux 23.5. I'm basically just doing a commentary track on some footage that I've already recorded. For now, future videos will just be me talking over using the operating system. Right now, I'm on the video. I'm messing with the screen scaling. I don't think at the time I liked the scaling, so I think I just downsized the resolution later on in the video. But yeah, this is MX Linux. It uses an XFCE desktop. XFCE doesn't normally look like this. They have it configured kind of uniquely. I don't want to say weird, because it's really not that weird. They literally just have it like on the left-hand side by default, like the panel on the left-hand side by default. It's really not that weird. This is the installer. So the idea of this channel is I go through, I install the distro, and then I do various tasks with the distro. Checking installation media. I should have just skipped this. I don't know why I let this go on. But yeah, it's... as for names for the channel, I don't think I'm going to go with Linux stock footage channel anymore, because, you know, that's not really what this is going to be anymore. I'm thinking of calling it You Can Linux, because, yeah, that's the whole idea. You can do this. You can use Linux. It's easy. It's easy. When you skip the checking the installation media. Seriously, I don't know why I left this in. I don't know. It's a mystery. It's a mystery to me why I left this in. But yeah, so MX Linux itself is based on Debian, and if you've ever heard of Antix, Antix being a very low power distro for very old computers, Antix merged their efforts with the Simply Mempis community. Simply Mempis being a defunct distro, so they kind of combined their efforts and made MX Linux, which is described as a mid-weight distro. Okay, here in the installation process, we're basically saying, okay, put the install here, and we're just formatting the entire disk and just installing MX Linux. No dual boots here. And I was trying to decide what to call this computer. I guess we're just going with stock foot. So I'm not using my real name. I'm basically going to make a, not really a character, but I'm going to make a hypothetical Linux user called Stan Stockfoot. Here, I'm going to type in his name, Stan. Eventually, I'm going to type in the name Stan. Okay. I'm going to type D. I'm going to type D again. Okay. Stan. Okay. Okay, had some difficulty there. And then you're going to type in a password. It has an option to just have a root administrator account. I don't like doing that because, you know, then you have to, like, switch over to the root account to do administrative tasks like, you know, installing software. So it's easier to just do sudo whatever and type in your password. Or sometimes, you know, if you're using a GUI application, it'll come up, be like, type in your password to do this administrative task. And here we have the installation slideshow. This is a common feature amongst Linux installers. Although usually they have images with text. This just has text. And here I'm messing with the sound settings. At this point, I had forgotten that you needed to, on this particular unit, this is a GMK Tech NUCbox G3 Plus. On this particular unit, when you first install Linux, you have to switch the audio from whatever the hell that is to the HDMI. I had forgotten about that. So a little while into this video, we're going to see me fix that. Okay, it's taking a really long time to update initramfs. I don't know what that is. I'm really not a technical person. That's why I think that people can use this without much fuss, you know, because, you know, people look at me like I'm a computer wizard when I talk about this stuff. I'm really not that smart, you know. So, yeah. Okay. And here we're restarting the computer. I will say, I did have an issue when I first tried to record with this little mini PC. It wouldn't output anything until I basically unplugged everything from the capture card and plugged it back in, and then it started working for some reason. I don't know what the issue was there. Apparently I'm confused about the boot screen. Oh yeah, I remember why I was confused. I was looking for an option to just boot into the drive, because I forgot to unplug the live CD and the thumb drive, I should say. And here I am turning it off and back on, and unplugging the thumb drive because I forgot to do that, and by default this boots from USB, which is actually a really nice feature. I quite like that. I didn't have to go into the BIOS to set that. So thank you, GMK Tech. This is a pretty unique splash screen. I didn't realize MX Linux was so put together so well. And so here's the login screen. Okay. And I forget what I did. The MX Linux has a little welcome screen that pops up the first time you start it up. Okay, here I am playing around with the resolution to make everything look bigger, because, like, I was viewing this on a TV. I mean, I'm still viewing this on a TV, and like at 4K, I can't see a thing, right? And I can't imagine the folks at home will have it any better. I should note, so I have a little mini wireless router that this is connected to via Ethernet, basically to help keep me from doxing myself, so that nobody sees, like, all the names of the Wi-Fis that are around me. And the downside is the little short tiny Ethernet cable I bought tends to get a little bit loose, so that's why that happened. Okay, like I said before, the panel, the XFCE panel, they just make it, you know, on the left hand side by default, but you can put it anywhere. It's And it's really not that weird. I mean, people see that and they're like, whoa, it's different. It's not. You know, it's fine. You're fine. All right, that is basically the equivalent of the taskbar in Windows. You'll do fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, and this is just like the indicator on the open Windows. You'll see how it changes, like on the left hand side on the taskbar panel. In Linux, we tend to call these panels, although I've also heard them called shelves in different desktop environments. Yeah. So this basically just changed the style of the indicator of what's open and what's active. Something to note in Linux, the super key, if you're using a Windows keyboard, it's just the Windows logo. I think on a Mac keyboard, it's like the little Apple logo key. Basically, it's like the logo key, you know. I've heard some people call it the macro key as well. Here I'm just changing the themes up a little bit. I tend to like a dark theme on everything. Adwaita is the default GNOME theme. We'll look at GNOME at some point. But I guess I settled on MX Comfort Dark. And you can change the icon theme as well. The icon theme, you can get a very pretty icon theme, but the problem is if you install a program that doesn't have an icon included in your icon theme, then just uses its own icon, and then it just kind of looks weird if you're using a really fancy icon theme. So that's the problem with that. If you're using GNOME, which a lot of people are, it's a very common desktop. They don't really let you change out the icons anymore. I mean, you can still do it. It's just kind of hacky. Again, I'm just kind of messing around with the theme again. The compositor just kind of directs how windows are, like, you know, how should I put this? How they're arranged on the screen. Compton is like a fancy. It like makes things look fancy. I just went with the default because I had no idea what I was doing with that, and like usually you're not going to have that. Like MX Linux is kind of old school in the way it's set up, or at least it feels kind of old school. There's a sort of a divide between. Well, I shouldn't say divide. So the Linux world has been trying to move over to this display protocol called Wayland for well over a decade now. I think almost 2 decades now. And we just haven't been able to do it very well. We've been using X11, which has been around since the 80s. It is absolutely ancient. I mean, Mac OS used to use X11, and they switched to their own display server in like 2005, I think. So just to show you how long this has been coming, right? I'm pretty sure XFCE, they're trying to get onto Wayland, but it's been a bit slow. If you know XFCE, you know their development is a little bit, shall we say, glacial. So And right now I'm just messing around with Firefox a bit. I think future videos like this will be a bit better organized. I hope they will be. I'm planning on making a checklist of things to do while I'm playing with the operating system. So leave a comment. Let me know what I should include on that checklist. Let me know what software you want me to feature in these videos. Here I'm messing around with File Manager. It's a fresh install, so there's really nothing on the drive, so I'm not sure what I was trying to do there. I didn't want to futz with Bluetooth because, again, that can kind of inadvertently dox me in a way. I'm actually using a Logitech M720 mouse with the dongle on this mini PC, and that was hell trying to get working. Here I'm looking at like the installed programs. I really like this game. Saw Foop. I saw that and was like, fuck yeah, it comes by default. I don't know why I like this game. It's just a fun little puzzle game. And here I'm futzing with the audio because I seem to remember there being audio in this game, but it wasn't making any noise. And I don't know why I opened up Firefox again. So the thing with Linux distros is they'll often put their own page as your home page in Firefox, because basically every Linux distro comes with Firefox by default. And there's like one or two that'll come with Chrome for some fucking reason. Don't use Chrome or anything Chrome based. That includes Brave, especially not Brave. Oh my god. Brave is horrible. Never ever use that. That includes Brave, Edge, Opera. Basically every browser you've heard of except Firefox. Unless you're a weird nerd like me, and then I've heard of a lot more browsers than you. You guys ever hear of W3M? Never mind. So here, I'm not sure what I'm doing because I recorded this days ago and I've forgotten basically everything I did. I guess I'm looking at games again. Here I'm trying to play Breakout. I am terrible at this game. And here, yeah, I think here is where no, here is not where I figured out the sound issue. Seriously, what the hell am I doing? Yeah, see, this is why future videos will be me commenting over the video live. I'm not... I can't remember what I was doing. Okay, I was trying to fuck with the sound settings. Yeah, it's not... Okay, so... No. Go to the speaker. Go to the speaker. Oh my god. Well, I guess I'm trying to show off the workspaces. Oh my god, this is... this is already a disaster. Okay, I think this... Yeah, this is... Yeah, there we go. I figured it out. Okay, so yeah, like I said, on this particular mini PC, you need to manually switch over to HDMI audio, because by default it goes to What am I thinking? The headphone jack. That's what it goes to by default. It goes to the headphone jack for some reason. And apparently that's a common bug with Linux distros on this particular device. Okay, apparently I didn't figure it out yet. But I thought I did. Because it's still not making any noise. And I know this game makes noise. Come on. Okay, here I am still trying to figure it out. Come on. Oh my god. I don't know why XFCE has that feature where you can roll up the windows, but it's there. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now it's fixed. And now the game is making noise. Okay. And now I think I just play Breakout for a little while. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god, I didn't realize this at the time, but it's in stereo. I didn't have my headphones in. Now I can hear it. The sound is in stereo. Wow. Okay. Okay. I gotta say, playing this game with a mouse is so much better than playing it with a controller, because I was trying to play Breakout on one of those Atari collections. I think it was the Atari collection, the most famous one for the PS2. I forget what it's called. And I just could not. Like, you need like a paddle controller or a trackball or like a mouse to play Breakout. It is so much better with some form of analog control like that. And I didn't realize this, but yeah, some of these power-ups are power-downs. Like, look at this. Like, what am I doing? Ah! Okay. I don't want to edit the video down, so I guess you're kind of stuck with me sitting here watching myself play Breakout from like 4 days ago. It goes on for a bit like this. I think I'm going to continue to use the name Stan Stockfoot because I kind of like it. But I am not Stan Stockfoot. You may know me elsewhere on the web as Evil Rhoda. Okay, Conky Toggle. Okay, I finally figured out that that Conky over there is looking a little wonky. But it's an easy fix. You just stop it. Well, you select it first. Select it. Select it. I don't know what that did. Oh my god. Okay, what are you doing? What am I even doing here? Come on. Select it. Okay. There we go. Stop and restart. There we go. Now it's fine. Now it's good. So yeah, Conky is basically just a system. And here I am just kind of playing with it a little bit. But yeah, Conky is like a system monitor, desktop system monitor. It basically just shows the time, date, and your system stats. And there's like a few other functions I'm sure you can add. I remember that being the case. a long time ago, but I have not used Conky in a very long time, and I never used it regularly before anyway, so. Okay. But yeah, Conky is some pretty good eye candy if you're into that. And this is basically just me messing with the position settings of Conky. How much longer is this video? Oh dear God, we're not even halfway through. Oh dear God. And hey, there we are. Okay. And then I just turned it off because, again, I never use Conky. And here I think I just look at I start up Swell Foop again. I don't know why I did this. Okay. And here I am just showcasing a way to install software on the distro. And SuperTux and SuperTux Kart, the absolute staples of Linux gaming. And of course, if you use like the GNOME software store, or in KDE it's called the Discovery Store, it won't show you the console output, but this is basically just showing what it's doing. In the GNOME software store Discovery, you just have a progress bar. And oh hey, there we go. We're going to click OK. Okay, there, and so Flatpaks are universal packages. They should work on any distro that supports Flatpaks. And if your distro does not support Flatpaks, it's probably not worth using. I mean, I know Ubuntu, you have to like install what is it, Flatpak D first, but you know, one simple command and it's done. You know, it's not a whole process where you have to like compile it or some shit. So yeah, if your distro does not support Flatpaks, it's not worth using on a day-to-day basis. I'm sorry. I mean, granted, like server distros don't need it, probably, and I'm sure there's some research OS that some guy somewhere is making that, you know, I'm sure it works for his purposes, but like, you know, random people who just want to use Linux, don't bother. And of course, the problem with this is, you just saw there's a whole list of libraries, and it's like, I just want to look at like programs, like actual like user-facing programs, not system libraries. What do we have here? We got Poké MMO. I have no idea what Pori Drive is. I don't know what Pus is. I just saw Pus on there. RetroArch. And there's a program just called Retro there. I don't know what that is. I don't know what Seabird is. Oh, I looked at that, I was like, secrets? What's that? And so, of course, I had to install it. And, of course, you see here the Flatpak installation process. Now, you saw that the source was listed as FlatHub and FlatHub Verified. FlatHub is a repository for Flatpaks, basically, and it's basically the Flatpak repository. And if you have a Steam Deck, oh my god. So this is from that little puzzle game bundle thing that I installed earlier. I love this game for some reason. But no. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. So FlatHub, if you have a Steam Deck, and you open up the Discover Store. Oh, here I am trying to like use Windows snapping, but it's not. I think you can set it up in XFCE, but it's not set up by default, at least not on MX Linux. So, anyway, if you have a Steam Deck and you open up the Discover Store in desktop mode, that's FlatHub. That you're pulling those programs from FlatHub. So, yeah. Like I said, it is the Flatpak repository. I think there are like private ones for certain programs, and of course, Fedora got into a lot of drama here recently because they have their own little Flatpak repository. And they got into a tizzy with OBS. No disrespect towards OBS. Fedora was clearly in the wrong in this situation. But basically, Fedora was shipping a broken version of OBS in their Flatpak repository. And the problem with that is when you go into the software store for Fedora, and you go to install OBS, by default, you're installing it from Fedora's Flatpak repo, and it's a broken package. So people go on to OBS's GitHub page, and they're like, hey, this package is broken. It's like, we don't control that. Please contact Fedora. And it's really annoying. And they already went through this before with fucking Streamlabs and their bullshit. So, you know, very unwelcome sight to behold on OBS's part. I'm sure they are already sick of this from Streamlabs. So what happened with that was they eventually were like, okay, you know what? Some very rude people apparently resorted to name calling. I didn't read the thread to see what they actually said. But they're like, okay, you've not resolved the issue, you've not said you were going to resolve the issue, and you've resorted to name calling. Okay, at this point, you are a hostile fork, and we will be pursuing legal action. Either rename the package or talk to our lawyers. You know, and so I think the last development of that I heard was that somebody who was not an asshole within Fedora contacted them and they kind of worked it out. So I'm not sure what they worked out, but hopefully things will be a lot more amicable going forward. People in the Linux community and in the free and open source software community in general can be very pig-headed and stubborn, and their skill is making software, not working with other people. Okay, so I think here, yeah, I go to check what Secrets is, and it's a fucking password manager. Okay, that makes sense. I'm not sure what I'm trying to do here, but it supports KeePass. I've never used a password manager, so I don't know. I have no idea how to use this thing. Okay. And I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm installing something. WordGrinder. Okay, WordGrinder is a really cool little program. Yes, I want to install it. Okay, there we go. And there we go. Come on. Okay, so the WordGrinder is actually my word processor of choice on Linux. There's also a Windows version if you want to try out WordGrinder without installing Linux. And I'm not sure, there might be a macOS version. Actually, no, I think there was, but the developer stopped supporting it. But yeah, so I'm going to show you the killer feature of this particular program in a second here. That's it. That's the killer feature. That's why I love this program so much. It keeps the current line centered in the middle of the screen. I don't know why, but I never realized how much it bothered me how much it bothered me in like other word processing programs and like Office suites. Like you always get to the bottom and like you have to like scroll down and it's like, oh, it's just a pain in the ass. And I don't know why that bothers me. Like, does that bother anybody else? Bothers me. And here I'm showcasing LibreOffice. 25 minutes left in the video. Okay. And, oh, by the way, guys, don't use OpenOffice. Use LibreOffice. OpenOffice is a dead project, and the Apache Software Foundation will not let it go. Okay, don't use OpenOffice. It's not 2010 anymore. LibreOffice forked from OpenOffice and ate its lunch. Just use LibreOffice. Okay. No, I don't want to save my blips. And here I show off the slideshow maker. You can choose from some built-in themes. Blep, blep. Okay. Very good usage of LibreOffice Impress. Okay. And what did I do next? I think I just tried to look at some of the other settings that were installed in the distro. Oh, so I've never used this before, so I don't know how this specific tool works. But Live USB or Live CD, usually people just call it a Live CD. Basically, you saw it earlier in the recording. So what that is you can use the operating system without installing it. And while you're installing it, you can still use your computer. And I think that is such an amazing innovation. Like it's not that big of a deal now, because like if you're using modern hardware, like this is the first piece of hardware that I've ever used that actually had an NVMe storage device. The fastest I've ever had before was an SSD. And even then, it's in my laptop with, there's like a normal hard drive. This is HTOP. It's like kind of like Task Manager. It shows you all the running things and shows your memory usage and such. Yes, I want to kill the process. Okay. Or I did. This is not live. Okay. And I opened up Firefox again for some reason. I don't get that. You can see it comes preloaded with a couple bookmarks, though. I just wanted to point that out. A couple bookmarks for like the MX forum and the Antics forum on Firefox. I kind of wish they didn't do that, actually. Because, I don't know, it just kind of feels weird to me to, like, make your distro's homepage the, I guess the homepage of the browser. I guess that's what it's called. And here I made a mistake in 2048, and so now I'm just, like, trying to lose. I think eventually I just give up on losing. Yeah, I just gave up. Okay. Well, now what am I doing? This video is a disaster. Okay. Come on. Okay, what are you doing? What the hell am I doing? Okay. There's nothing in the file manager. It's a new install. What am I doing? Oh, okay. So, I don't know if anybody does this, but you can change your desktop wallpaper in Linux. Pretty cool, huh? Bet you can't do that in Windows. I'm being facetious. You can totally do that in Windows, but yeah, here's some of the wallpapers that come with MX Linux by default. I might do a thing where I use wallpapers that people send me. That one Lucario fan, if you're watching this, as long as they're safe for work, I'll use some furry wallpapers if you send them to me. Oh, that's cute. It's like a little kite with the MX Linux logo. And here's a flower picture. Yeah, I think I just showed... Yeah, I think that's what I'm showing now. You can set different workspaces to have different wallpapers. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm showcasing here. And of course I made 2 more desktops, or workspaces. Some distros call these workspaces, sometimes they call them virtual desktops. I know Mac OS has this feature, and Windows 10 did for a while, but then I think they deprecated it. But workspaces have been a thing in Linux since... God, I don't even know how long. I can't remember. You know, actually, I remember using CD, which is this old Unix desktop that predates Linux. And somebody kind of like, I guess we could say, restored it to working order, in quotes. And it uses workspaces. So the idea of workspaces actually predates Linux. And they've been a feature of Linux desktops for many, many years. I don't know what the first desktop included with a Linux distro. I don't know if those first desktops any of them had multiple workspaces, but it's a really cool feature that I use daily. It's something I can't live without anymore. Just another reason why I will never go back to Windows. Oh, here I'm trying to so XFCE had the terminal. XFCE terminal has a really cool feature called a drop-down terminal, and I'm trying to figure out how to use that. There will be pauses in the video where I'm trying to figure that out. I'm literally looking on my phone okay, how do I do this? Yeah, the thing is, the options aren't here, and here's some keyboard shortcuts, but it's the keyboard shortcut options aren't here. So I'm looking in completely the wrong place here. I'm not sure how long it takes me to figure this out. So yeah, while I'm trying to figure this out, or while my past self is, I should say, I'll just say, let me know what cool things you want to see done in Linux. One other idea I had is, at the end of the video, I could do Linux destruction. I could make things look super ugly. I could, do the classic sudo rm-rf or whatever. If you don't know what that is, basically that's the famous command to delete your entire hard drive. Most modern distros kind of protect you from that. They won't let you do it unless you type in extra commands or something to disable the safety. It's because that's kind of the delete system 32 of Linux. It's oh, you want your computer to run faster, or you want to fix your Linux problem? Run this command, and then people delete their fucking hard drives. Actually, funny story. There used to be this guy named, I say there used to be this guy named Brian Lunduke. He's still around, but you shouldn't watch him. He's gone completely bonkers. He's a right-wing crazy idiot. Don't listen to him anymore. But he used to do these talks called Linux Sucks, and for one of them, he had Jim Whitehurst. I think it was Jim Whitehurst. Okay, I finally figured out how you do this. You have to type in a command to do it, and then now you can get into the preferences for the drop-down terminal and change them. Come on, guys, why can't that just be in the normal terminal preferences? So, but anyway, so he did a little segment in one of his Linux talks, Linux Sucks talks, where Jim Whitehurst came on and was yeah, I was trying to wipe some thumb drives, and I accidentally wiped my own hard drive on my PC. And he was what kind of operating system allows you to wipe the drive that it is currently running on? Of course, if you don't know Brian Lunduke's old Linux talks, or why do I keep doing that? Linux Sucks talks. Basically, at the beginning, he would list out all these problems with Linux and why it sucks, and then he'd kind of turn it around, do a little bait and switch, and be like, oh, this is actually why Linux is great. And then that year, he had another video of Jim White that Jim Whitehurst did for the talk, where he said, yeah, I deleted my own hard drive, but within like 2 hours, I was completely back up and running from backups, and I didn't have to pay anybody a single cent. So, try that one with Windows. You can't do it. I mean, maybe you can if you're a technician, but I mean, like if my laptop's entire hard drive borks and like everything gets wiped, I mean, as long as it wasn't a hardware issue, I can be back up and running within an hour. You know, it's really not that hard. You know, with Windows, you got to remember, okay, what did I do to stop these fucking updates and shit? And here I remember setting the, sorry, talking about the drop-down terminal stuff again. I remember setting the hotkey for the drop-down terminal and then realizing, wait a minute, it's already set by default to F4, like right as I was closing the settings window. So I didn't even need to do all that. You can just hit F4, at least by default in MX Linux. I don't know if other XFCE desktops have it configured that way. I know Ubuntu Mate also has a drop-down terminal configured by default, or at least they did have it back in like 2016 when I was using it, because I think Ubuntu Mate was the first distro that I ran full-time, that I replaced my Windows install on my old laptop with. I started out with Linux on a Chromebook with this program called Crouton, where you could like run a Linux distro alongside Chrome OS. I'm pretty sure that project is defunct now, but it was really cool at the time. That was back in around 2015. I really loved that Chromebook at the time. And then the screen stopped working. And then years later, I looked at it and I'm like, okay, well, it's already kind of broken. I can't make things worse by fixing it. I might as well give it a go. So I plugged it in and the screen worked. Somehow. I don't know how it worked after all these years, but it worked. And the battery was cooked. I had to replace the battery. But yeah, it was working fine. It's still working fine. So basically, I just opened it up. I think it was like 14 screws, and like you have to like push in some plastic tabs to open it up. It's an Acer C720 from like 2015. I think it has the Haswell processors, which were like at the time really new. So it's only got 2 gigabytes of RAM, but that's surprisingly that's not the truly limiting thing on that Chromebook. The truly limiting thing is that it only has 16 gigabytes of storage. So, but basically I just opened it up, replaced the battery, 14 screws and some plastic tabs, you're in. I mean, that might sound like a lot of screws, but that's better than, oh, I wasn't even looking at the video. I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh my god. I forgot what I did. But yeah, anyway, like 14 screws and some plastic tabs and you're in, which, again, that sounds like a lot, but compared to some of the really awful things that manufacturers do now to their devices, that's actually pretty easy. Okay, Fast Fetch, okay. Because I remembered NeoFetch. You'll see what Fast Fetch does. NeoFetch did the same thing. It even says NeoFetch like tool for fetching system information. But yeah, it just shows a bunch of system info in the terminal. Really cool little program. But yeah, NeoFetch is like defunct. So now I guess the new thing is Sorry, I'm making a lot of noise with a lot of things here in this room. I wish I had a better microphone that didn't pick up every single goddamn thing around it. But, what was I going to say? Sorry, I got distracted. Okay, and here I just do fast fetch again. We got 7 more minutes in the video. But yeah, oh yeah, I was talking about the Chromebook. Okay, so yeah, I had to, while I was in there replacing the battery, I also removed a write protect screw that allowed me to put in a proper distro. Initially, I tried Fedora XFCE, which actually ran really well on it. The only problem was when it came to time to upgrade to the next version of Fedora, it didn't work because I didn't have enough storage. So, you know, like 2 gigs of RAM, but a pretty nice processor for the time. And at this point, that's like a 10-year-old processor, but it still ran pretty well. Like the curve of improvement from 10 years before that processor and 10 years after that processor, like it's really flattened, right? Like that processor is still really good for, like, you know, stuff like web browsing, which is basically what it was made for in the first place anyway. So yeah, it's running Bodhi Linux right now, which actually doesn't run quite as well for some fucking reason, but uses less storage. And then I still ran into storage issues. It's really hard running Linux on that thing just because of the storage. You know? Which shouldn't be that big of an issue, because I'm literally just using it for software-defined radio stuff. And here I'm just going through installed programs. Again, like, I only came up with the idea to do I didn't come up with the idea to do commentary after this. What I thought was going to happen was I would post the raw footage without any commentary, and then later on I'd do commentary tracks. But, yeah, no, nobody's going to know this exists if I just post it as stock footage. Like nobody's going to even see, oh, hey, there's this resource here. When I thought about it, I was like, I don't even know, like, why people would want to use it. And so it's like, well, I already bought the damn mini PC. I can either do this other thing, or I can just let it gather dust. So here I am. I'm going to do the other thing. I'm just going to do commentary. I mentioned before that this would be kind of like what Joe Collins did back in the day, just kind of like hangout videos where I went around the OS, you know, doing random things. By the way, I'm going to be releasing these videos under a what is it? Creative Commons attribution license. So you can use this footage for whatever you like anyway. It'll still be usable as stock footage. But I'm going to have my own commentary on it. I just want to encourage people, you know, this stuff isn't scary. You know, speaking of Joe Collins, he got his mother on Linux. And when she got on Linux, you know, whereas before when she was using Windows, she barely wanted anything to do with it. And now she was like starting to get into things that, you know, even Joe himself didn't know how to do. And she was like asking for help with it, and he's like, I don't know how to do that. And he asked her, you know, you didn't want anything to do with your old computer, or why you didn't want anything to do with Windows? You know, why is it different now? And you know what she said? She said, I was afraid of Windows. I'm not afraid of Linux. So there you go. Old lady. I mean, Joe Collins himself ain't no spring chicken. Oh, hey, Minesweeper. I actually really like Minesweeper. It's really good once you know how it actually works. It's a lot of fun. I don't know, maybe I'm just boring. At some point I fuck it up. I'm not sure what I do after this. There's only like two minutes left in the video. So we'll be wrapping it up here pretty soon. I'm going to post this unlisted initially for feedback. Again, let me know what you want on the checklist of stuff to do. Let me know if there's any software you want me to showcase. Yeah. I'll do my best. And I hope I'll help some people switch away from what. Okay, so here's the thing about this version of Minesweeper. The flags are really hard for me to see. And here I fucked up, but like none of the themes fix that. They just make it worse. like the themes on that game are so terrible. Ay ay ay. And here in a minute, I think I'll use I'll run fast fetch again for some fucking reason. I don't know why, but yeah. So, oh yeah, I don't know what boats. Well, I do know now, but I didn't know what Boatswain was. So I was like, "What's this?" It's for a stream deck. Cool. But yeah, leave a comment, or if you're in the Discord that I'm going to be posting this into, you can DM me or just talk to me directly. And if you're seeing this after it goes public, if it goes public, I'm just starting out. Be nice to me. Okay, that's why I was waiting so long. That's why I was stalling, because it was running an update. Okay, and I think it ends on fast fetch. Yes, it does. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you give me some good feedback. Be nice. And see y'all next time.